Hello everyone, Namaskar. Let's discuss about the Plastic Waste Management Rule 2024. An amendment to the existing rules aims to strengthening plastic waste regulation in India under EPA Act 1986. These changes plays a crucial role in addressing the environmental impact of plastic and ensuring accountability at every level of production, use, and disposal. Let's dive into the details. List of rules in Plastic Waste Management Rules 2024. Before we discuss each rules in details, let's take a look in the key provision introduced in 2024 amendments. These rules covers the various aspect of plastic waste management, including restrictions of single-use plastic, extended producer responsibility (EPR), waste segregation, recycling, and penalties for non-compliance. Here is a quick here is a quick review of all the rules we will discuss today. Rule first: SAR title and commencement. The 2024 amendment is officially called the Plastic Waste Management Amendment Rule 2024, and it comes into effect from the date of the publication in the Gazette of India. This means that all the stakeholder, including manufacturer, importer, and waste producer, must immediately comply with the revised rules. Rule 2: Applicability. These rules apply to a wide range of stakeholders, including plastic manufacturer, producers, importers, brand owners, waste processors, and local governing bodies responsible for plastic waste management. However, certain exemptions has been granted, particularly for biodegradable plastics that are certified as per IS 17899 2022 standards. This means that only those plastics that have been tested and approved as a biodegradable under Indian standards will be exempted from the restrictions. Rule 3 is define the definitions. To understand these rules better, let's go over some important definitions. First one is the biodegradable plastics. This refers to the plastics that fully break down without leaving behind harm, microplastic, or toxic residue. And second one is the extended producer responsibility (EPR). Means it's this means that companies that produce, import, and sell the plastic packaging and are now required to take the full responsibility for their collection and recycling. And third one, the single-use plastic means SUP. These are the plastic items designated for one-time use, such as plastic cutleries, straws, wrappers, etc. Now they are completely banned. Then the word defined is local body, means this includes the municipal corporation, panchayat, who are also responsible for managing plastic waste in their respective areas. Rule 4: Provision on certain plastic products. The ban on certain plastic products has been expanded in 2024 amendments. Manufacturing, import, stocking, sales, distribution of prohibited plastic products is now completely illegal. The exemption from biodegradable and compostable plastic remains in place, but only if certified by the CPC. Additionally, the plastic manufacturers are now prohibited from selling plastic raw materials to unregistered producers, ensuring tightening regulations at the production stage. Like example, remember 2000 in 2022 ban of plastic straws and carry bag, and the 2024 rules now take it a step further by extending responsibilities to plastic raw material suppliers, ensuring compliance that very beginning of the supply chain. Rule 5, responsibilities of waste generators. Every individuals, households, business and industries that generates plastic waste has a role to play. First one, segregate plastic waste at the source before disposal. Avoid littering plastics in public spaces and ensure it is handed over to authorized waste collectors or recyclers. Do not throw here and there. Large commercial establishment like mall, offices, industries, factories must set up their own plastic waste management system. Uh, if we are going to a shopping mall, we might see new separate bins labeled for the plastic waste disposal. This is in line with the rules ensuring the proper waste segregation and recycling under plastic waste management rule. Responsibilities of local bodies. Municipal corporation and urban local bodies must take the lead in managing plastic waste. By June 30th every year, the local body must assess public waste generation in their areas. They must set up the waste collection, segregation, and processing systems to ensure plastic does not end up in landfill water bodies. They are also responsible for enforcing ban on prohibited plastic. So, if you hear about the local authorities raiding and shutting down the illegal plastic manufacturing units, so it's part of their responsibility under this. Rule 7 says the responsibilities of Gram Panchayats. In rural areas, Gram Panchayats are responsible for setting up plastic waste collection system in the villages, ensuring the proper disposal and preventing open burning or dumping of plastics, working with the waste pickers, NGOs and recyclers to improve plastic waste collection under this rule. Under Rule 7A, responsibilities of district panchayats. District panchayat must go a step further by conducting an annual assessment of plastic waste in rural areas, implementing segregation and recycling systems, submitting an annual waste report to the State Pollution Control Board by at the end of June 30th and every year. Rule 8 defined the responsibilities of producers, importers, and brand owners (PIBOs). Producer, importers, and brand owners are now responsible for taking back the plastic packaging they introduced into the market, collecting, processing, and recycling plastic waste under the EPR obligations, ensuring proper reporting of plastic waste management activities to authorities. Rule 9 defines the extended producer responsibility EPR compliances. So, under EPR, companies must register under EPR and submit their action plan to State Pollution Control Board. They must collect a fixed percent of plastic waste based on the plastic they produce. They can trade EPR credit with other companies for waste plastic waste collection. Rule 10 says the labeling and marketing of plastic packaging. The plastic package must now carry a label specifying the percentage of recycled content, a mark for compostable plastic stating the industrial composting only, and biodegradable plastics must mention expected degradation time and suitable disposal environment. Rule 11, Plastic Waste Processing and Recycling Guidelines. Under this rule, the regulations of plastic waste processor and recycles has been discussed. So under this rule, any entity involved in these plastic waste processing and recycling or disposal must register with the State Pollution Control Board to operate legally. Uh, he must ensure 100% processing of post-consumer plastic waste disposal before final disposal. Submit annual reports detailing the amount of plastic waste collected, processed, and sent for recycling. This rule is crucial to ensure that the plastic waste generated is properly handled and does not end up in landfill or oceans. Rule 12 states monitoring and enforcement. To ensure compliance, Rule 12 mandate strict monitoring and enforcement by local bodies which must check business and households for proper waste disposal and State Pollution Control Board and CPCB which will conduct random audits of manufacturers, importers and recyclers. Regular inspections of plastic manufacturing and recycling units to prevent unauthorized activities. Failure to comply can lead to heavy fine, revocation of license, and even legal action. So, if a factory is found illegally producing banned plastic items like straw or thin carry bags, so authority can seize their stock and shut down the operations with penalties. Rule 13 states the registrations for PIBOs and manufacturers. It is a crucial compliance measure for business dealing with the plastic production and packaging. It states that plastic manufacturers, importers, and raw material suppliers must register with the State Pollution Control Board before starting operations. They cannot sell plastic raw materials to any unregistered producer or packaging company. Every plastic raw material package must have label indicating compliance with the regulations. This prevents illegal business from sourcing plastic and ensuring strict monitoring at the production level. So, if I say that a small business owner wanting to manufacture a plastic carry bag must obtain registration approval from State Pollution Control Board before sourcing raw material from any supplier. Transparency is a key aspect of the Plastic Waste Management Rule 2024. So, Rule 14 ensure timely reporting by all stakeholders. So, plastic waste processor must submit an annual report by April 30 on their waste collection and recycling. Plastic manufacturer and importers must report their production and waste management by June 30. Then State Pollution Control Board must consolidate data and submit a compliance report to CPCB by July 31st. And CPCB must prepare a national report on the plastic waste management by August 31. So we can say that there is a timeline, approximate 1 month for each authorities to submit the report. State Pollution Control Board and Central Pollution Control Boards play a vital role in ensuring compliance with the new rule. So, rule under Rule 15, they must monitor plastic waste management practices across industries and businesses, enforce ban on non-compliant plastic products, publish annual compliance report on their official website, issue guidelines and penalties for violators. So overall, Rule 15's Rule is ensure that manufacturer, recycler, and local bodies follow proper waste management procedures defined by state pollution and CPC. Rule 16 introduce environment compensations, means fines for violation of plastic waste regulations. Businesses failing to meet EPR targets or waste processing norms will face penalties. The amount of compensation will be determined by the CPCB based on the scales of violation and environment impact. Fund collected from penalties will be used for plastic waste cleanup projects. This rule ensures that companies take plastic waste management seriously and or risk financial penalties. Rule 7 mandates an annual review of plastic waste management across India. All local bodies must submit plastic waste report to State Pollution Control Board by June 30. State Pollution Control Board must compile state-wise data and send to CPCB by July 31st. And CPCB will prepare a national compliance report by August 31st. Then the central government will review the CPCB report and issue further guidelines if necessary. This ensures that plastic waste trends are monitored at a national level and the authorities take necessary corrective actions. Under Rule 18, strict penalties has been introduced for businesses that manufacture or sell banned plastic items, fail to meet EPR guidelines, targets for the plastic waste collections, do not comply with the waste processing and reporting obligations, illegally dispose of plastic waste leading to environmental harm. So penalties may include fines, cancellation of the business license, and other legal actions. In conclusion, the Plastic Waste Management Rule 2024 brings stricter regulations, accountability, and enforcement mechanisms to tackle plastic pollutions. So we saw that under this rule, the strict ban on single-use plastic and responsibility for proper disposal is defined. Extended producer responsibility (EPR), ensuring the manufacturers to collect and recycle plastic waste. Then the mandatory registrations, labeling and reporting of plastic manufacturers, importers, and recyclers. Heavy penalties for non-compliance, ensuring the businesses that take plastic waste management seriously. So moving forward, all the stakeholders must align with these rules to contribute to a greener India. So in this way, we can say the plastic waste management rule 2024 measures, defined measures are crucial for reducing plastic pollution, promoting recycling, and ensuring a clean environment for future generations. Thank you for your time and attention. If you have any questions, please email us.